So Blacklist has been struggling lately as it's been trying to, sort of figure out what it wants to be after all of the past has been revealed, especially with Kirk and all of that plot's over. It's been struggling for the past few episodes to be as entertaining as it used to be. And Season 4, Episode 11 of the Blacklist, the Harem, continues that trend. Now, there is some positives to this episode. One of them being the Blacklister group itself. It's the Harem. Basically, it's this group of women who steals from thieves before the police can recover the things the thieves have stolen, the high value items. And Liz basically infiltrates this group so she can try to get to a stolen witness protection list. Now, we don't know why Red wants this list. That's sort of what we figure out throughout this episode. But Liz infiltrates. She goes on a couple different missions with them. They're all pretty entertaining. And she also, in the process, figures out that one of the ladies in the group knows Red. She's actually ex-MI6. And she's been sort of under Red's thumb the past few years, and she's wanted out, but she hasn't found a way out. So they all go to Hong Kong. They have this cool sort of heist in a bar. A few of them get shot and killed, and in the end, the MI6 agent steals the list, and they don't know where she went. Well, she's at her son's soccer game because her son, of course, she can't see him anymore because she's been working for Red so long. So she's there. Red tracks her down, gets the list. After that, we see Liz and him have a conversation about why he wanted the list. We figure out it's because Mr. Kaplan's, of course, sister was on that list, and he didn't want, he wanted to make himself feel better about himself by keeping the list and basically keeping your name safe. And so that's why he wanted the list the whole entire episode, and why he wanted Liz and this other agent to go undercover to try to get it. So he's trying to clear up his conscience, but Liz says, of course, this can't make up for what you've done. And at the end of the episode, we basically figure out that Red's empire is, criminal empire is under siege again by somebody else who has struck this deal with this guy who owns an ocean liner, but he doesn't know who the other person is who's putting his business under siege, his criminal empire. So while this episode had a cool blacklist, it had the harem, which was a cool, sort of idea, this group of girls who steals from thieves. That was about all this episode had going for it. Now, was it entertaining? Yes. But was it phenomenal? No. Second half of the Blacklist Season 4 has been struggling a lot because it's had cool blacklisters, but there's been no real development since Kirk, and no clear direction. In previous seasons we had seen Red fighting the Cabal, but it seems like they're so far out of the picture now that I don't know what's going on. They keep bringing up these people who are trying to get back at Red, and it's kind of getting repetitive. It always seems like it's just another person trying to meander in Red's business, and he eventually tries to figure out who it is, and then he hunts them down and kills them, and then rinse and repeat. It just seems like it's the same thing over and over. The show is becoming very derivative, and unfortunately, it hasn't been too amazing in the last few weeks. So the repetitiveness of the show really bogged down this episode. And if that derivativeness is not enough to make this episode and the latter half of the season bad, Tom Keen is one of the coolest characters from the Blacklist, and we haven't seen him in forever. And I understand they're trying to set the Blacklist redemption, trying to phase him out, but he was one of the best parts of this show. So all in all, the Harem was a very repetitive episode of the Blacklist, and the fact that Ryan Eggold, Tom Keen was not in this episode didn't help this episode much. And this episode may have had a good Blacklister, but in the end, it wasn't a really good episode of television. It was decent, but it wasn't great. So, of course, the final score for the Blacklist Season 4, Episode 11, The Harem, I'd have to give it a 7.0 out of 10.